The first topic name is that rotational dynamics. Before we go in detail, let's start with the circular motion. See, every object in day-to-day life come under the circular motion. What is circular motion? When you talk about the circular motion, any object circulate like this in this manner. It's called a circular motion. So we can say any object follow the circular path. It's called a circular motion. Okay, we're going to talk about the rotational motion, but before we should move ahead with the rotational dynamics, we should know that there are three types of rotations are there. Circular rotation is there, second is rotational is there, and third is a transition motion is there. So these are the three types we're going to talk about here in detailed manner. Whole chapter going to talk about the rotational motion. Okay, suppose the object is moving in a uniform circular motion and non-uniform circular motion. When we talk about the uniform circular motion, what comes in our mind? The speed of that object should be same. Suppose that object moving from here to here, from here to here. Okay, this is the center, and this is also called center of mass. What is that center of mass? The whole body weight is concentrated at the one point, that is called center of mass. So if suppose this is the radius vector, okay, why we are calling the vector? Because direction is taking participle here. So direction change हो रहा है यहाँ पे. So okay. So when the object is here, that is its initial position, and it moves here, it's your final position. So when you join this line, you will get some angle over here that denoted by the theta, and that angle is nothing but the angle. What is that angle represented? At how much it revolves from the initial to the final. In case of transition motion, there is no theta is included because the planar motion is occurring. But here is a circular motion. It follows a circular path. That's why its angle theta is denoted over here. So that theta represent how inclination is formed और initial position से final position में कितना angle हुआ, that is denoted by the theta. Now here comes the point. Okay, before we move ahead, we have to understand some points regarding this. So let's talk about angular displacement. That is very important. And normal displacement. So we have studied the displacement from 8, 9, 10 standard, so we are much aware about that. But here we have to talk about the angular displacement. What is angular displacement? Initial position से final position जाने में कितना angle लगता है, that's called angular displacement. That is denoted by the theta. Okay, so this is theta is what? Angular displacement. Then omega is what? When you talk about the omega, that is what? Omega I have denoted over here, that represents something. That is what we are going to talk about. That this is the angle, and omega is a what? Angular is the angular velocity, which is represented by omega having the vector denoted by d theta respect to dt. So angular velocity is defined as the change of the angular displacement with respect to the time. That is what angular velocity is there. What is angular velocity? The change of the angular displacement according or with respect to the time period. So this is the time period. Okay, so dt is written over here. When you talk about the alpha, that represented what? Acceleration. But here, which acceleration we are going to talk about? The angular acceleration. So we are going to talk about the angular acceleration over here, and it represented or indicated by the formula, that is alpha having the vector, that means direction is over here, d omega dt. So how can you define this? The angular acceleration defined as the change in the angular velocity with respect to the time. So see, acceleration is going to happen because speed, the object is moving in a circular path. So acceleration will be happen, but we have to consider one point over here. See, the direction of the velocity. Suppose the point A is here right now. It's moving in this direction. So the direction of the velocity is here. If it moves little bit here, so direction is also going to change. If moving here, so direction is also changes. So can I say the velocity we're going to talk about the velocity here. The direction of the velocity is changes continuously, but it is a tangential. That is the more important point we have to consider. That is, the change of velocity is a tangential. At every point, the direction is changing. That's why it's called vector. And the velocity, see, magnitude must be the same, but what is the changing? Direction is changing, so we have to consider that only. So this is about the angular displacement. When you talk about the normal displacement, it is a just distance from point A to point B. If you want to go like this or like this, it is a distance that is called as a displacement. But this is just a distance. When you talk about the displacement, that means what? A minimum distance joining the point A and point B is called a proper displacement, right? So, but in this case, displacement is used in a transition planar mostly, but we are using angular displacement because we are studying the rotational dynamics or the circular motion. Now, what are the characteristics? What are the characteristics of circular motion? The first one is a periodic. Why it's a periodic? Because it changes according to the direction. So we have seen here. Second, we have to study in that. Second is called as a accelerated motion. So why is such that? When you talk about it, let's talk with the second point first. It is an accelerated motion. Why accelerated motion? Because it's continuously moving in a circular path, so it's gain the acceleration. That's why it's called accelerated. When you talk about it's a periodic. Periodic means what? See, at every point the direction of the velocity is changing. So when you talk about the periodicity, that comes in mind that during the motion the particle will repeat its path along the same trajectory. Thus the motion is periodic. Even though direction is changing, but it's follow the same circular path. That's why it's called a periodic motion. So these are the two characteristics of what we're going to talk about is circular motion. Let's study the kinematic equation. Kinematic equation. See, we already learned this, but just we are going back step by step. So kinematic equation is that theta is what? Angular displacement. That is, we are aware about that. But when you talk about the omega, that is what? Angular displacement. So what is angular displacement? D theta upon dt. If you want to represent as a vector, you can note it. Then we talk about the angular acceleration, that is d omega dt with respect to time. That is more important. Now, when you talk about the kinematic equation, that represent all the equations. Okay. See, we know aware about that the Newton's equation 1, 2, 3. That okay. So according to that, kinematic equation represent what are the magnitude and what are the directions are there are put into the one equation which help us to solve the problem. So that is called kinematic equation. In this case, suppose t is a time period, n is the frequency. Then when you talk about its object is moving in a circular motion, rotational motion, then what happens? One more point I am going to talk about that. When you talk about the rotational, that means what? Okay, when you talk about the circular motion, that means what? Object is moving in a circle. But when you talk about the rotational, there is one more point that is additional, is that the object is moving in a circular path, but it is, suppose this is the center of mass and it follows the axis. Axis is passing from there. So in the rotation motion, the object is moving in a circular path according to the having a axis at the center, and the direction is like this only. So that is angular displacement. We want to talk about that. Suppose now when you talk about the omega, according to the time period and the frequency, it will be act as a 2 pi n. As we know that frequency is nothing but what? Reciprocal of the time period. So we can rewrite as omega is equal to 2 pi t. So this is also formula we can use for our problem solving mechanisms. Okay. When you talk about the alpha, when here it's like omega square into r, having the direction like that, and it's also represented v square upon r, yeah, v omega. So this is the equations for the alpha, that is angular acceleration. So we have to understand there's 3 points when you talk about the angular acceleration. Okay, what is UCM and what is non UCM. Let's clarify this. When I talk about a uniform circular motion, the object is moving in a circular motion with a constant speed. That is more important point you have to understand. The speed should be constant, then only it's called a UCM, uniform circular motion. When the speed is not constant, it's called non-uniform circular motion, that we're going to talk about in a stepwise manner. So whenever you talk about a UCM, you have to understand that it's a constant speed we are going to talk about. Non-uniform, object is moving in circular motion but not having a constant speed. Now let's talk about the direction of the angular velocity. What is angular velocity? We have seen that angular velocity of the object, if it is moving from initial position to its final position, it made the angle, and the velocity by which it's moving, it's called angular velocity, that is omega. Now what is the direction over here? We have to consider that. Suppose I'm drawing, I'm like showing the circular path like this, so we have to show by the hands. So if the direction is like this, then curve your finger like this, so you will get direction. So in this case, what is the direction of the angular velocity? Is outwards, it's coming outwards. If the direction, if I'm drawing direction is like this, okay, it's going like this, so direction is by inward direction will be find out. So suppose in that diagram that you can see on the video, they have shown the diagram, the first diagram we're talking about, that 1.1. if the direction of the circular path is like this, so the angular velocity is showing upward direction. If it is moving like this, if you curve your finger like this according to diagram, it shows the downward direction of the angular velocity. So this is also gives the direction of the angular velocity. Let's move to the uniform circular motion. As we mentioned that uniform circular motion is the one which having a constant speed. So during the circular motion, if the speed of the particle remain constant, it's called a uniform circular motion, that is abbreviations are UCM. In this case, only the direction of its velocity changes at every instant in a such a way that velocity is always tangential to the path. We also seen this. If suppose I'm showing the diagram like this, okay, object is moving from here to here, from here to here, but it shows the change in the direction of the velocity. So at every instant in changing, like, but it shows one characteristics, it shows the direction, tangential direction. So always it shows, any instant it shows the tangential direction. So in this case, only the direction of the velocity changes at every instant in such a way that velocity is always tangential. We have to understand that. Okay, the acceleration responsible for this is the centripetal force. Why centripetal force? Centripetal force is there are two types of force, centripetal and pseudo centripetal force. Okay, when you talk about the centripetal, it's going to act on the center, that's called centripetal force. So though alpha, the value of alpha is given by the alpha minus, like this has given, minus sign indicate what? It moving towards the center, so that is minus sign is there. So for this centripetal acceleration is that you can see over there, they have given you a proper here, correct? Okay, so let's move ahead. The magnitude is constant, and it's, see, magnitude will be constant, but what is going to change? A direction can be changed. So alpha, that is A, is given as a omega square r is equal to v square upon r v omega. These are the equations, kinematic equation for the UCM. So it is always directed towards the center of the circular motion, hence it's called centripetal. So anything getting towards the center, it's called a centripetal force of. Okay, so see here they have given a nice diagram. They is showing the direction of the linear velocity and the acceleration. What is linear velocity? It's going to change the tangentially they going. Okay, when you talk about the linear, that doesn't mean that it's, see, when you talk about linear, it goes straight away. When you talk about the circular, the direction is changing. Okay, we have to consider this point. So illustration is that circular motion of any particle of a fan rotating uniformly. So fan is rotating in a particular circular fashion. So when the particle is rotating, they are under the uniform circular motion. Now we are moving to the non-uniform circular motion. When a fan is switched off or switched on, its speed of the particle, when you switch on, speed is increasing. When you switch off, speed is decreasing. So, however, their directions are always tangential to their circular trajectory. The word is that trajectories is used because the always, see, trajectory means what? When you talk about, suppose this is moving object, it's moving and suddenly it stops. So whatever is moving, it's going to trajectory, means what? Tangential way में इसको बाहर फेंका जाएगा. So that's why word they have used is trajectories. So we have to understand that. Let's move for the further things. During this time, it is a non-uniform circular motion as the velocity is still tangential. But in that case, velocity is tangential. Non-uniform means what? There is speed is change. Okay. The centripetal or radial acceleration is still there. Okay. So however, for non-uniform circular motion, the magnitude of the acceleration is not constant. So what going to change? Directions is changing, magnitude is going to remain constant, but what is changing here? So alpha, that is what acceleration is not constant. The acceleration responsible for changing the magnitude of the velocity is directed along or opposite to the velocity. तो जो direction होता है acceleration का वो opposite होता है, hence always tangential and it's called a tangential acceleration. So in case of what we have studied, see, in case of UCM having a constant speed, the velocity is going to change like this only. Okay, but in this case velocity and the acceleration is going to same. Why? Because they are changing the directions but not in a manner. But when you talk about the non-uniform circular motion, here what going to happen? The speed is not constant. So because speed is not constant, what going to change? Acceleration going to change. So this is not constant in case of non-uniform circular motion. So you have to understand that in non-uniform circular motion, the acceleration or radial acceleration or a centripetal acceleration is not constant, or it's further it's denoted as a tangential acceleration. Why tangential? Because it's when the circular motion stops, it directed towards the tangential directions. As the magnitude of the tangential velocity is changing during a non-uniform circular motion, the corresponding angular velocity, that is omega, is also changing at every instant. See, everything is, when you talk about the theta, then we talk about the omega, and we talk about the acceleration. So if the angular displacement is changing, angular velocity change, angular velocity is changing, what changing? Angular acceleration is also changing. So they are dependent one. Okay, so the angular acceleration is represented by alpha is equal to d omega with respect to dt. If you want to show the vector, you can show it like this. So hence the direction of the acceleration is still along the axis of the rotation. We have mentioned that in a rotation motion, if the particle is moving in a circular fashion but still obey the center of mass, which is axis is passing, that's called rotational motion, is we have to observe over there. For increasing speed, it is along the direction of the omega, while during the decreasing speed it's opposite to that of omega. So here we have to understand that when you talk about when it is increasing the speed, when suppose the fan is just started, now it's not in uniform motion, it is non-uniform motion, just started, so it is along the direction of omega. तो increasing speed में क्या होगा? Along the direction of omega में होगा. But अगर decrease हो रहा है speed, वो भी धीरे धीरे कम होगा, तो अभी uniform नहीं है. So we are talking about the non-uniform motion here. So it is opposite of that omega. So direction is here what? Changing. So angular acceleration direction is changing according to the increasing or decreasing of the speed. So we are going to talk about that in non-uniform circular motion. The acceleration is not constant, it changes according to the things. Achha, there is one thing, do you know that is if the angular acceleration is along any direction other than the axis, it will have a component perpendicular to the axis, thus it will change the direction of the omega also, which will changes the plane of rotation, as omega is always perpendicular to the plane of rotation. What is a plane of rotation? If any object is moving like this, that axis is called a plane of rotation. Okay, in that plane it's actually rotating, that's called a plane of rotation. If alpha is the constant in a magnitude but always perpendicular to the omega, so that's why we are going to talk about that. See, here they have given a diagram as well. See, if rotation is like this, it's okay, but when you talk about the alpha, it's actually what? Perpendicular in a direction. So you have to understand in that manner. Okay, let's solve the example. Before that, there is one more point. You have to understand that if The angular acceleration, that is alpha, is constant and along the axis of rotation, all theta, omega and alpha will be directed along the axis. Underline that part. If the angular acceleration is constant, अगर angular acceleration constant होगा along the axis of rotation, तो angular displacement, angular velocity and the angular acceleration will be directed along the axis. This makes it possible to use the scalar notation and write the kinematic equation of a motion analogous to those of the transitional motion. So whenever the directions are the same, so we are going to use a linear equation. Linear equation में क्या होता है? Scalar quantity. Scalar quantity is what? The magnitudes we are going to use. We are not talking or concentrating concern about the direction over here. So they shows the analogous. Analogous मतलब क्या? Similar हो जाता है transition motion के हिसाब से. So let's talk about the example. The fan is rotating at a 90 rpm. It is switched off. It's stop after 21 revolution. Calculate the time taken by it to stop the, assuming that functional torque is a constant. What is the torque? Suddenly when you fan switch on the button of the fan, there is a थोड़ा सा आवाज आ जाता है, because क्या होता है, it's a gives the angular velocity, so that is the thing, it's called a torque. A little force to start the rotation is called a torque. We are going to talk about in very detailed manner. So let's study about this example. Let's consider the given example here. The fan is rotating about the 90 rps. rps stand for revolution per minute. Okay, rpm is given over there. It stops after the 20th revolution. We have to calculate time taken for it to get stopped without considering the frictional torque over here. So it will be easy to understand now. So when we talk about the n0, that is what, nothing but frequency is given here, is denoted by 90 rpm. See, we are not going to use mean here. We have to convert it into what? RPS. So how it convert into RPS? We should know about the factor. 1 revolution per minute is equal to 0.016 seconds should be required. So we have to multiply 90 by this, so we will get 1.5. So we have converted from RPM to the RPS. So we have now N0 with us. Now let's find out what is the angle theta. See, if I am talking about this is the fan rotating here, fan is going, his blade will be going from this position to this position. So definitely that is going to make angle, that is the theta. So theta is given by 2 pi n. So 2 pi n is represented what? N represented number of revolution, that is 21. So theta value will be 2 pi 21. It resembles as pi is equal to 42 pi. So we are getting that. Then omega. What is omega here? Angular. Yes, angular velocity. We are going to talk about that. Earlier is omega. Now it's going to be omega 0. Why 0? Because fan is going to stop. तो स्पीड क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? डिक्रीज हो रहा है. तो डिक्रीज होगा तो क्या होगा? उसकी वैल्यू कम हो जाएगी. तो कंसीडर एज ओमेगा 0. तो ओमेगा इज व्हाट? 2 पाई n0. Frequency we are going to talk about that. So 2 pi n is a formula of finding out that. So include 2 pi n0 is what? 1.5 that we have already calculated. So answer is 3 pi. Value of A, the SI unit is for radian per second. So we now have a value of theta as well as pi. Theta value is 42, omega value is 3 pi. So let's solve according to the kinematic equation. So what kinematic equation is says that we got the value of theta is equal to what? 2 pi and 42 pi. Omega we have got, see, omega that is we got as what? 3 pi radian per second. So let's use this in a kinematic equation. What is kinematic equation? Angular acceleration is equal to omega minus omega 0 upon t omega square minus omega 0 square upon 2 theta. We have to find the time period, so let's use this. So that's why, see, we are including what? Acceleration. This both are the formula of the acceleration. We are using this and this for comparing, and we want this time period. So let's study this. When you talk about the time period, see, omega, well, let's put the value 0 minus omega 0 is what? 3 pi upon t is equal to again 0 minus 3 pi the whole square 2. Theta values come as 42 pi, 42 pi. So let's calculate here. So it will be 3 pi as t 9 is equal to 9 pi square 2 into 42 pi. Pi here gone, here cancel, this cancel, this cancel. There is a minus sign is both of this, so it get cancelled. Minus sign is there, but it get cancelled. So here is a we have to calculate t. So let's calculate here. So t is equal to 2 into 42 upon 3. When you calculate, you will get answer as 21 seconds. So what is the answer? Time taken for is 21 seconds. So we have to go step by step. We have to find the theta, then omega, then we have to put the information in this kinematic equation. So that's why kinematic equations are very important, because we get the relative values. So what is the answer here? Time period to stop that fan after 21 revolution is 28 seconds.